Hey, this one's for you, Capricorn. Hi, this is Lumination with your love and relationship report for December 2017. That's you, Capricorn, okay? You know the drill. You've done this before. Watch for your sun, moon, and rising. If you really want to go crazy, watch and do that cross-watching thing that people do, for that significant other. Get the heads up, and squish all the readings together so it makes kind of sense. It might be really weird for the sun, but it might make full sense when you read for your moon. Who knows? So, um, but that's you, up to you. You can figure that out. You're an intelligent being. And also with these readings, no flyers, no jumpers, no oracles, no reversals, none of it. We're just going to keep it very, very simple. We're also working on the understanding that there's you, Capricorn, there's a significant other, and then there's the relationship itself, which has an integrity and an identity and energy of its own, okay? And in a healthy relationship, it's kind of like the structure of a crucible. The whole idea is you invest in and maintain the relationship so that the relationship can endure and withstand the pressures as we intimate and separate. Okay? So, also, Capricorn, you probably figured it out already. Saturn is moving into Capricorn at the end of the month. Woohoo! Yeah, right. Not sure what to say about that right now, Capricorn. It's kind of a big deal. It's kind of a life-changing, like epochal type of energy. Saturn entering Capricorn. Saturn is going to be very happy there, but it's going to be a very, very big time in terms of like global politics and things. And also you as a person, as you, let's say, fundamentally change from the core within, because Pluto is still there right in the middle, right smack in the middle of Capricorn, 18 degrees or something. It's going to be there for years. So the next 3 years, Capricorn, it's going to be very interesting. So hang tight, all right? This is just one tiny little reading. All right, let's get going here. Let's see what's going on for you in December. Okay? Remember, Tarot Illumination is not a fortune teller. We're just reading energy and trying to figure out a story here. Okay, so I'm going to do a really big chunky cut there to break up the energy. All right, keep a really, really super clear deck. All right, this would be you and your energy. This would be significant other, a chosen one, and their energy. Going deep, deep, deep into you, going deep, deep into the other, reaching the relationship itself. This is like something that you guys own. Can you see the crucible here? There's the bowl itself, all right? So that's what we're looking at here. And then we're looking at the momentum, like prospects. Where does this lead? Remember, this is temporal. We're just talking about December, okay? So we're going to make the best of it. This is circumstantial energy. We're going to look at this in a moment. This is what I like to think of as the weather. And you're just going to make the best of it. That's what you do, Capricorn. You're extremely practical. You're very connected to this earth and this planet most of the time. And you're the one person half the time who really actually knows what they're doing. And that's why people turn to Capricorn to figure out what to do, to ask about what to do and where to go, how to do it. And maybe you don't like to wear that hat all the time, but Capricorns are good at it. So people pass it off to you. They don't want the responsibility. So it ends up coming on to Capricorn. Oh dear. Let's have a look. What do we got? Page of Swords here. So you might be in kind of an environment where there's a lot of, I would feel like static going on right now through December. And December would like theoretically, astrologically be that like 4 or 5 week period, 3, 4, 5 week period before your solar energy of Capricorn comes into play. So it would be like the astrological 12th house, which is that house of self-undoing where you start to get those flashbacks over the whole year about coulda, woulda, shoulda, what went wrong with my life over the last year, how did I mess up, how did this work out so well? I have no idea, but it's that time where you just kind of, there's no choice. You just kind of give up and flop down in the arms of mercy and just say, okay, well, bring it on. We got a whole new year starting ahead because your birthday season's coming up very soon, okay, Capricorn? So with the Page of Swords here, it's a feeling that it's almost like, I want to get to the bottom of this. I want to get through this period and I want to get out the other side. So let's just deal with what we have to. Bring it all out because let's just say you're in business person mode. Capricorn, you're all about business, the business of life, making life work, not just for yourself, but for everybody. So, like, let's figure it out. Let's have a board meeting in this relationship. We got to figure out the truth of what's going on. I want to know the facts about this, and this. And I'm willing to put this, and this on the table. I want to see what you got. Let's put it all on the table and we're going to figure it out. Okay. It might not be comfortable for you, Capricorn, in this period, but it's just one of those phases, and people go through phases. We intimate, we separate. Intense joy, perhaps intense sorrow, perhaps periods of boredom and separate, whatever it is, okay? We go in waves and cycles. Let's have a look at you. Okay, you might be just up to your neck in it, which would to me as your reader would make total sense. Like it's like reaching the end of it, reaching the end of a year cycle where it's enough. It's enough. It's enough already. Thank you very much. I can't wait to get this over with. Thank you very much. But you're going to make it. You're going to be fine. There's the little home in the distance. You see the castle way, way, way there in the distance. It's a tiny castle, but actually it's not. It's actually quite a significant mansion. It's just that it can seem so far away, even though you're very, very close. It's probably because, when you're at those last stages of having lived through a year's period, all the burdens of the year can almost like take you down. It's like running a marathon and you reach the last kilometer or whatever they call it, and that's the toughest one. You've done everything for those 25 and 3/4 miles, but it's the last like quarter mile. It's the last kilometer that is just crippling. But you're dealing with it. Okay? That's cool. All right, let's have a look at a significant other here. Okay, kaboom. Well, they might be enjoying the benefits of all that. Ha ha ha. Wow. Tens and tens, like completions. Apparently, that's what they call it. I'm not a numerologist, so please don't call me out on that stuff. With the Ten of Pentacles over here, you, dear Capricorn, might be actually seeing the fruits of your labor. It might have been intense, grueling, back-breaking labor, but as evidenced in your significant other over here, you might be dealing with someone who totally gets it. And it's almost like, well done, Capricorn. Not only did you do it, you're going to make it. You're going to be fine, and I'm here for you. It's almost like, see, with the Ten of Pentacles, it's about the energy of almost like having it all the stuff that really, really counts for the long term. Commitment, respect, consideration, affection, trust, honor, communications, patience, comfort, understanding, solace in times of need. These are the ingredients that really, really count long term in a relationship. It's not just how much money do you have in the bank. Of course, that's very important. But we're talking about legacy energy here with the Ten of Pentacles. So you, Capricorn, as tough as it may be, as tough as it might have been all this time, and as hard as it may be for you right now to get through this month, you're with someone who obviously, I feel that they really deeply appreciate you and they actually benefit from being with you in this significant relationship. And they might be very aware of how deeply challenged you may be or you may have been. But, that happens in relationships. You go through hard times and then you work your way out of it. And that's good news. I see this as very supportive energy for you, Capricorn. You might not see it that way because you might be just so consumed in the just trying to make it, just literally just trying to make it through December till your new season starts again, like from birthday time onwards, when you can start all over and when Saturn and Capricorn can be harnessed in the best ways possible for you, Capricorn, so that you don't end up too overburdened again. So I do feel this is very supportive of energy for you, and it's like they're waiting for you. Okay, and that's good. All right, let's have a look deeper down. What's going on? Oh, to me it feels like, well, this is all worth it, because this is like it's almost like it's like knowing that deep down this is some kind of soulmate relationship, and sometimes it's really worth going through hell in order to get to the other side, to enjoy the benefits of that most very, very deeply satisfying kind of love relationship where it's like you know it and you feel it in your core that this is something that you might have inherited from past lives. Some people see this as soulmate cards, past life cards, past life relationships, kindred spirits, almost even like, even if you want to, twin flame type energy here, where it's like no matter how tough and challenging it is, Capricorn, you are built for endurance. You are one of those signs that goes for the long term. You're typically not into like trivial short term in and out type energy relationships. It's more about investing deeply for the long term. And it looks to me as your reader that you're getting that reflected back to you, even though you might not be feeling it yourself. It's coming back through appreciation and reflection from a significant other, to the point where your beating heart is here, very, very deep, very, very strong, in very much loving, harmonious energy with your significant other. Now, I'm not sure if this is like this for every Capricorn, but I'm feeling it for this particular reading where, like, whatever struggles you've had to endure as an individual Capricorn, whatever struggles you've had to endure as a couple, okay, and whatever struggles they've had to endure as an individual, all in the context of this significant relationship, there's this feeling like it to much extent it's worth it, because it's very, very hard to beat this kind of love energy when you have what some people would call a soulmate relationship, where the love goes very, very deep, and it might have been built up over past lives or a long history together, where you can look back on yourselves and each other and think, wow, we did this. We did this. And it's built on love. It's because I love you and you love me. And it's evidential, okay? I love you and you love me. Evidential, okay? It shows. It shows, like, as love is as love does. So it isn't just about, poetry and whatever. It's about what really, really counts in a solid, loving relationship. However, all of that stuff is happening under duress. My feeling is that one of the things you might be dealing with, Capricorn, over here, is this sense of deep down, like going through this particular time period right now. It's a time of reflection. It is a time of rest. It's a time to chill back and just unwind and literally put the burdens down and say, you know what? I just can't handle it anymore. I just need to chill out on the sofa. I'm wiped out. I'm exhausted. I'm burned out from this and that and that and that. It's been a year of this, a year of that, and I need a break. And it's okay to do that. And in so doing, inside of yourself, you can like do all the mental work that you have to do, like to figure out what went wrong, how and what went wrong, but also to figure out what worked and how it worked and how you're going to bring that good stuff into the future. Okay. Moving forward, what about deep inside of them? Transformational healing at the most profound level. Okay. So that's what I'm feeling, Capricorn, here. It might be that in this significant relationship, there are things that are going to have to be cut away, that have to go, that are obsolete, that are redundant, and that are going to be shed and lost, like it or not. But it's mostly to do with their own personal inner journey, in that, in the context of this relationship, you being you, them being themselves, and all the goodness and bounty that does exist in the relationship, even though there are obviously some challenges in the relationship, what that tends to do, my feeling here, is that it puts your significant other in a position where they might get a little bit rattled, to the point where, like, they could fear the changes that are happening. They might not even know and understand them. They might not even have a language for it. What they might be going through is some kind of deep, profound, like soul level transformation that would be happening at the soulmate level, where you would feel it as though you were soulmates, but you might not be able to have coherent conversations about this stuff. You might be able to talk very, very well about how are we going to, fix the curtains? What are we going to do for our, improving our savings plans for next year? What are we going to do about the house? What are we going to do about the kids? How are we going to resolve our credit card issues? And all these things that, people take care of in reality, in relationships, as opposed to like the spirituality, the romantic stuff, the soul energies that can often get neglected and put aside as people live through their relationships. My feeling here, Capricorn, with you is that you're in a significant relationship where the value of you is understood and appreciated. And they understand that you're going through a lot yourself, okay, to the point where you almost can't take it anymore. They know it. They might not be able to talk about it because they're still in a committed relationship here, and it has the ingredients of a soulmate relationship, at least from your perspective, which could be one of those relationships where, like, we're in this, and that's all there is to it. Come hell or high water, it's like marriage energy. We're going to endure no matter how rough it gets. We're going to figure it out. We are going to figure it out, okay, some way, somehow. It might be awkward. We might have to have some awkward conversations. They might not want to have that awkward conversation because it might involve having to change and transform themselves deep down at their soul level in a way that they might not really want to do. But the whole point of certain relationships, especially soulmate relationships, is that you have these amazingly divine blessed opportunities where inside the crucible of the relationship, the structure in which the relationship can ferment and distill, and where all that frothy stuff goes on. One moment it's amazing, one moment it's awful, and that's just part of the relationship. And in a truly loving, committed relationship, the two parties will endure. It's just that, Capricorn, your significant other might be at the absolute tippy end of their ability to handle what happens uh, in a in a very loving, healing relationship where it is about deep soul transformation for the benefit of their own spiritual advancement and healing. It might be that they're tapped out, maxed out, which would require you to have to be exercise a lot of compassion towards a significant other as they trip out on their own evolution in ways that they might not be handling very well. And so they're just trying to, get through the day to day, just at least to get the mechanical parts of the relationship working, while deep inside they are going through massive convulsive changes, irreversible changes, where things are, let's say, just leaving their life, whatever it is. um, Maybe nostalgic elements of the relationship that are gone. It's history. Maybe they're growing up and maturing and changing in such ways that they never knew or imagined would ever exist or happen. But it's happening in the context of this relationship, and it could be a little scary for them, Capricorn. So you have to allow for that. What about the relationship itself? Okay, don't worry. Okay, it's almost like it's meant to be. In other words, with the star here, my feeling is that whatever challenging dynamics are happening with you, Capricorn, in the context of this significant relationship, where let's just say there is the hallmark of soulmate here, and you're dealing with a significant other who is at the very tippy edge of their own capacities to evolve and grow and change in the context of a relationship, almost to the point where it is a breaking point. Okay, it might not be outwardly spoken. You know how a lot of long-term invested relationships, they kind of start playing roles together as opposed to dealing with the deeply profound stuff that can go on inside the soul level of the relationship. And it can be very, very hard to handle those energies, you know. It could bring out conflict. It could bring out harsh words. It could bring out like sudden rude truths, rude awakenings that were unexpected from either side towards the other side, with no offense intended, but it just happened because both parties are at the tippy edge of their capacities. But don't worry about it. It's almost like this is meant to happen. With the star card here, I feel that for you, Capricorn, it's almost like it's a blessing because you get to still be you. You still get to sort of see it all from a bigger perspective, like a soulmate relationship. You are being gracious enough to allow them to live their own path. And I feel, we already said this earlier, that they appreciate you very, very deeply. And you've put a lot into the relationship yourself too. And there's a lot vested in the relationship. But it could be that there's a lot going on at the soul level, which is not really being understood or talked about in a way that ought to happen for the utmost health of the relationship. And my feeling is that it's really important to trust. It's almost like blind trust here, where whatever is not being figured out or understood, or whatever you're struggling with at the soulmate relationship level, whatever they're struggling with at their own transformational level here, it's meant to be this way. And it could not happen. You could not have this like soul growth thing without each other, without the significant relationship. It's just that the relationship itself may be under intense pressure right now. And the only way that you can endure such intense types of pressures is to basically give up and say, it's okay. I don't actually know what's going on. I know that you love me, you know that I love you, but there's stuff going on at the core soul levels that, frankly, I just don't understand. And so we're just going to maintain like the stability of the relationship so we can get through it in a soft, slow, gentle, loving, nurturing way, understanding that you are guided and protected. Okay? This star card for me at Tarot Illumination implies a lot of guidance, spiritual, divine guidance. And, you know, there are levels. There's like hoping and wishing, believing and trusting and feeling assured about something. But then there's the whole other level on top of that, which is knowing, okay, where you actually know. And this is very, very close to that. But it's also a feeling that at the relationship level, you may have to accept that you really actually don't know what's going on at the very deep core soul level. So all you can do is endure. And the card here is saying, please endure, please trust, please understand that you guys, you are guided and protected, no matter how challenging it might be for you, Capricorn, no matter how challenging it might be for your significant other. It's okay. It's almost like it's divinely ordained, divinely blessed. So hang in. Please trust us. Please trust your angelic presence because you are surrounded. Don't worry. Angels are everywhere, always at your beck and call. Have a look. Where does this lead? Okay, it may lead you to like almost wig out. It might be, my feeling is almost like things are at the very, very, very tippy edge of kind of going berserk, where it's just like, I don't know if I can take this anymore. Like, no matter how wonderful things are, coulda, woulda, shoulda, no matter how much work you put in, no matter how much of a deep soulmate relationship there might be, no matter how much deep, profound, transformational soul healing may be going on with a significant other because of Jupiter and Scorpio and all of that, wow, okay, it still puts a tremendous amount of pressure on the relationship itself, where there's no option except to like surrender to the great beyond and say, up to your angels. It's almost like saying in your dreamlands at dream time, talking to your angels and saying, what the bleep am I supposed to do now? I have no idea what's going on. I kind of get it, you know, I've got this going on here and they've got this going on here, and it's tough, but we're deeply invested. There's a lot of soul transformation going on. There's a lot of deep soulmate love here, but I just don't get it. Please, please, dear angelic beings, can you send me divine guidance? Can you send me messages in my dreams? Can you identify through signs, through deep intuition, through, let's say, those like spontaneous moments of knowing, very much to do with this Aquarian type of energy, like spontaneously knowing, like asking for divine guidance and then getting it and then allowing it, like whatever you hear from those the messages of divine guidance, understand them as messages, okay? And then translate them back into like working day-to-day life. Regard them as messages coming to you from the great beyond, the energy of heaven coming down to you in your dreams, so that you can handle this and they can handle it and endure. It's just that it might not be your chosen way of doing things because you like to be practical and businesslike. You might not have any option right now, Capricorn, except to just chill out and dream the solutions, wish for the solutions, fantasize about the solutions, and focus on the solutions, even though they might not be fully defined yet. Allow them to start to come in as like divine intervention, divine inspiration. And then in the new year, starting in January, things will be a lot more clear. So don't be scared of any of this, Capricorn. Please just accept and allow that this is exactly what's supposed to be happening, how it's supposed to be happening, and why it's supposed to be happening. And it's ultimately the most loving thing for both parties, okay? Please accept that, all right? I'm making the best of this as I can for you, Capricorn. Bless you, bless you, bless you, okay? I know you've been under tremendous stress. It's going to be okay. You're very, very strong. Okay, I'm going to put this over here. You can reinterpret however you want. Thank you so much for coming to Tarot Illumination. Have a super, super month and a holiday season. All right, bye-bye.